The Lucky Dime Caper starring Donald Duck is a 2D Japanese platforming game developed by Sega of Japan for the Master System and the Game Gear back in 1991. Now, the Lucky Dime Caper was actually released at the same time as Quackshot and is often considered to be the Master System alternative to that game. Now, in Quackshot, Donald finds a treasure map and globetrots around the world trying to find this missing treasure. But in the Master System version of the Lucky Dime Caper, the story revolves around the evil witch Magica Dispel, who has stolen Scrooge McDuck's #1 Lucky Dime and has kidnapped his nephews Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And it's up to Donald Duck to embark on a mission to travel around the world to rescue his 3 nephews and to recover Scrooge's Lucky Dime. In the Lucky Dime Caper, Donald is armed with a hammer, a flying disc which you can acquire during the game, and the ability to jump on enemies' head rather than using the plunger like what they did with Quackshot. Now, I remember back in the day, the first thing that really surprised me about this game was just how amazing it looked on the Master System. Up until this point, we had seen very basic looking games, and I think as the Master System was getting on in years and developers knew how to harness the power of this limited hardware, they were able to make some truly spectacular looking games, and this is one of those games that really stands out graphically. Now, the graphics in this game are amazing. It's bright, it's colorful, it's very vibrant, and there's a really cool little animation when you let Donald Duck just stand there for a few seconds. He'll throw a little tiff saying, hey, let's get a move on. That's a really cool little touch. This is going back in the day when Sega was making a lot of great games, not only for the Master System, but also for the Mega Drive with the Disney franchise. I thought they were doing some spectacular games. We had Capcom doing some Disney stuff as well and some other studios, but I think early on from the 90s, Sega really knew how to make these games, and is very apparent here in the Lucky Dime Caper. Now, the game has some nice music. It's not really stuff that really stands out, something like you see from Yuzo Koshiro, who does Streets of Rage, The Revenge of Shinobi, but it serves a purpose, and the music from the first stage has always been a favorite of mine. It's such a catchy tune. Gameplay wise, this is a pretty solid platforming game where you control Donald Duck. When Donald jumps, it's pretty accurate, and also the collision detection in this game is a lot better than Wonder Boy and Monster World. Unlike with Mickey Mouse, where he can do the bum jump, he can throw apples or crates, Donald's armed with a hammer and he uses that thing to whack the enemies, so it's different there. You can jump on enemies as well, and that does propel you up into some higher spaces on the trees where there's platforming sections on that. Revealing treasure boxes, there's also 1-ups in the treasure boxes, and also when you collect 5 stars, you get a few moments of invincibility. The Lucky Dime Caper features 7 stages: the Northern Woods, the Great American Forest, the Andes Mountains, the Tropical Isles, the Pyramids, the South Pole, and finally Magica's Castle. The boss battles aren't that taxing, it's just learning their patterns of attacks and reacting to it. This game does have a timer, so you need to keep moving forward. You don't really have a lot of time to explore. It's all about getting through this game as quickly as you can. And that's the way it was back then. This game can take up to 45 minutes to an hour to complete, depending on your skill level, and also you're learning the different patterns of attacks for the enemies and the bosses. But this is pretty much a typical 45-minute game. Quick, sweet, short, but so much fun. I feel like Lucky Dime Caper is such an underrated game. It's often forgotten about, and I don't know why that is. It is one of the best looking Master System games out there, and it's a game that I can highly recommend to anybody that owns a Master System or is looking to collect for this incredible system. Lucky Dime Caper is, without doubt, one of the best Master System games ever to be released.